Let's have a look at this data set. We have two variables. The first variable is named P and B. This is going to be the X variable. We have 8 values. From the lowest value is 5,100. The highest seems to be 28,900. The second column, we have the Y variable that is named hop. We don't know what these stands for. It doesn't really matter. We're just going to treat them as numbers. It goes from 620, which is the lowest, and it seems like 4,200 is the highest value for Y. We've done this linear regression model many times. So to do that, we just open a data and statistics sheet and find the X variable here, which is P and B, and the Y variable is hop. And now we can just go to menu and analyze, do a regression, and show the linear regression. Remember, this is an algorithm where the computer is finding the best line, the line that best fits all these points. Okay, trying to minimize the distance in the Y direction from each point, the distance from the point to the line. We are gonna do another line that is a good approximation. It's not exactly this this way of doing it, but it's a good approximation. If we're doing this with a calculator, it's very easy. You saw it was just a couple of clicks, and now we have a linear regression model equation. But if we do this by hand, it's quite a lot of work. We have to find the distance from each point and square it and add them all together and kind of try different things, and it's a lot of work. One way to get a line that is pretty close to this line is that line is called MayerLine. I will describe the way to find the MayerLine, so I'm just gonna go back a couple of steps and undo this. Now we're back here with the table. So I'm just gonna find the mean of all these X values, and then I'm gonna find the mean of all these Y values. So I'm just gonna go here and type X mean, and then I'm gonna go down and find the function mean. Go here to the library where I have all the functions. Press M and then scroll down to find the mean function. And here we see we have we need a list of values. So how do we do it? Well, actually now the cursor is blinking here. Since this is on a computer, I have a cursor too. But you know, if you kind of start touching the center here, the pad, you also have the cursor. So don't move the cursor here, and if you just start touching the pad, the arrow will disappear. Then you will just click here, and then you will hold the shift button while you're scrolling down. It's difficult for me to do it with one cursor, so I'm just going to do it on the computer. I'm selecting all these values. Okay, so from A1 to A8. I did that by holding the shift key and scrolling down, and now I just press enter. And now I forgot one thing, very important. It has to be equal to. So the mean of all these 8 X values is 7,200. Okay, now we're gonna find the mean of all the y values. I'm just gonna enter the name of the variable, y mean. Go down, equal to, and find the function here in the library, mean, it's already there. And then remember, start touching the keypad and you will see the arrow. Go here and hold the shift key and while you are scrolling down to select all the 8 y values. So from B1 to B8. You can also type B1 colon B8. And then we press enter. This is the y mean. Now I'm gonna open up a new page, and it's going to be a graph page. And now we need to press menu and choose the type of function or whatever we want to input. What do we want to plot in this graph page? So we're actually going to choose a scatter plot because we have a lot of points, right? We have a lot of x and y values, and then we also have the point which is going to be the mean point with 1 x and 1 y value. So I'm going to choose scatter plot, and then for x, for the x variable, I want to choose the list with all the x values. So I'm just going to press variable. Remember, it was called P and B. Then I'm just going to go down for y variable. We have the list of all the y values, and I press var. That was hop, so I'm just going to click hop, and then I press enter, and nothing happens. Why? Remember, we have x values from 5,100, and the highest was almost 30,000. Okay, so we're gonna change the range on the x-axis from 0 to 30,000, and from y we're gonna go from 0 to, let's say, 4,500. Okay, so let's go back to the graph page and menu. Let's go into window settings. So from 0 to, was it 28,000? So 30,000, and the y axis is going to go from 0 to 4,500, I think it was, and then click OK. Now we should be able to see these 8 points. Remember, we had 8 points. This is the x value, this is the y value. This is another point, x value, y value. Another point, x value, y value. Now we have the 8 points here, okay? And we see x, y, pnb.hop. Now, I also want to plot this point, which is kind of the mean point of all these points. It's probably going to be somewhere around here. So we're just going to do the same thing. Tab, and for the x variable we're going to choose variable x mean. I go down. For y we're going to choose the variable y mean, and then press enter. And now we see a red point here. This is kind of the mean point of all these 8 points. So the idea of a MayerLine is basically just taking the mean point of this half, the first half of all the points, and then plotting that point. We're guessing it should be around here. And then we take the upper half, these points, and kind of find the mean point of all these points, these 4 points. We're guessing it will be around here. And then we'll just draw a line from this mean point for the first half to this point, which is the mean point of the second half. And as we can see, we'll get a decent line, something that is good enough. This is called a MayerLine. So how do we do this? Well, first we have to find this mean point of all these 4 values, plot it, and then we'll have to find a mean point of these 4 values and plot it, and then we're gonna draw the line. So let's do that. Let's go back to our list. We're gonna create new variable. Let's call it x1, 2 mean, because we have the first half, the second half. And then the name of the y variable would be y1, 2 mean. And then we have to find the mean equal to mean of. Let's start touching the middle of the pad here, and then we have the arrow. We're gonna go to the left. Oops, didn't like that. So let's see if we can go out of it. Maybe I cannot. I will try it. It's different when you do it when computer and the calculator. So let's see if I can do it. Equal to mean, and then what happens if I go to left? No, okay, I go out of it. So can I click on this one? Yes. So I'm gonna choose the first 4 x values, right? And then the first kind of y mean value is equal to mean of the first 4 y values. Press enter. So this would be the first mean point. Now I'm going to create the second mean point. So that would be equal to mean of the last 4 values in the x column. And then the y value is equal to mean of the last 4 y values. Press enter. Now we have the 2 mean points. Now it's time to plot them. So let's go back to this graph page. We want this point and this point here. So tab x should be press variable x12 mean. That's the variable for x, and for y the variable is going to be y12 mean. Press enter. Here we go. So the black values, here we have the first mean, here we have the second mean. Now I want to just draw a draw a line from this point to this point. Go to menu, geometry, points and lines, and draw a line. So I'm drawing, if I just move the cursor, when I'm getting close to this black point, it will just snap into place. Then I can just click, and then I move closer to this black point, and it says snaps into place. Then I click the second time, and here we have the line. I'm just gonna click escape to go out of this drawing mode. Now when I just move the cursor above the end of the line, here I can just click and hold and drag it out a little bit. Okay, extend it. There we go. And as we might have expected, this line is going through the main mean point, okay? This is the mean of all 8 points. So this black point is the mean of these 4 points. This black point is the mean of these 4 points, and then we just draw a line from this to this. This looks pretty good because all the points are very close to this line. So this is a very good approximation to the linear regression model equation that we usually do with the calculator.